What is up, everybody? It is Rodak here, and today I want to do something a little bit different. I want to highlight possibly my favorite series in the game. Now look, we all love ARL, right? We all want to play the tracks that they are riding in real life, and so that's always going to be up there at the top because it's like the top echelon. It's where all the pros go, and we also want to play the replica tracks. But see, this is my favorite series because all their tracks are custom tracks, and I honestly think this is the best series by far for custom tracks, based on their design, how they're built, and everything. We just had the Supercross series, and the series I'm talking about is the SIRL series. And the reason I want to bring it to you guys' attention today is because as of today's video, tomorrow they are starting their outdoor series, all full custom tracks. I have it up on the screen for you guys here. Here is the schedule, but today I'm just going to show you what these guys are capable of. And there's a few videos on the channel of me competing in SIRL, you know, the qualifying, heat races, main events, the whole nine. But today what I want to do is I want to take you through all 11 of their rounds. Yes, I said 11. I know it was 10, but they did have a preseason round. I'm even going to take you there as well. Now I know the same person that made Supercross is not the same person making the outdoors, but if you know how it is. If these guys are a group and this is under one umbrella of the SIRL umbrella, you know they're going to put out quality. So that's what I wanted to show you, was to show you all 11 of these rounds from Supercross, to show you guys like the creative process, how the track flows, what kind of quality you're getting with the tracks, kind of tell you what I liked about each track, what I didn't like about each track, and yeah, just kind of go through them, and hopefully maybe we get a few of you guys to sign up for the outdoors tomorrow. I am so excited to see what they have cooked up as far as these custom outdoor tracks. But let me quit talking and get into this preseason round. Okay, so here we are, guys, Alabama preseason race. Now I'm not going to show a ton of this one just because it was a preseason race, but it kind of gave us a little bit of glimpse of what we can get used to. So we come over the finish line here, and one thing you're going to learn about SIRL tracks as they go through the season is they love long rhythm sections and long whoop sections, and it makes a good mix for the 250 and the 450. The 250, you really have to be precise and be able to really pin it and keep that speed up to be able to hit these rhythms, and the 450, you have to be able to be precise in the other sense, and the being able to let off in the rhythms, not over jumping things, not overshooting things. So letting off at the right times, letting off at the right time, scrubbing too hard, scrubbing too little. If you go like a foot long, you're not going to make the next rhythm. If you come up like a foot short, obviously you're coming up short. But I thought this was pretty cool, little roller sand section, just to throw something a little bit different in there. But yeah, I really loved this track whenever the preseason came out, and I was like, yeah, I definitely think I'm going to be doing this series. Like I said, all custom tracks. It was cool. We were here in this little like barn kind of area, so I thought it was pretty sick. And like I said, yeah, fun track. This is Alabama right here. Like I said, this was a preseason race, but here we are getting to round one, and that is going to be at New York. So New York was pretty cool because this was the first main event really I had ever made. Round one, and I'm making the main event. I led a few laps in the LCQ, but yeah, here we are, long whoop section, long rhythm sections, and here is a lap around New York. So gonna hit this first little turn right here. Always have big start straights here at SIRL. Those start straights are always so incredibly long, and just wait until we get to round 10. You guys are not gonna believe that track that they cooked up. The start straight is absolutely insane on that track. The whole track is super long, may or may not go inside or outside of the stadium. You guys are gonna have to find out and wait and see. But yeah, here we are, long whoop section, and their whoops are not easy. It's not like ARL sometimes where you can just get a rhythm in there and just lean back and pin it through. You have to use some body English and some body language to get this bike to not endo on you or to loop out in the whoop section. They have a lot of quads right here. You can see here's a quad right here. Have a lot of quads for the 450s in these tracks. But yeah, I really enjoyed this track. It was probably up there top one of my favorites, just because, like I said, it was one of my first main events that I had ever made, so it's always going to hold a little near and dear place to my heart. But yeah, really cool track. New York was very fun, very sick. But coming up next, we have Los Angeles, and now Los Angeles was not one of my favorite tracks. I'm just going to be honest. It was very short. We were doing sub 50-second lap times. This whoop section was super long and super fast, right into a right-handed 90 degree. That was super hard to do, but here we are coming over the finish line, and like I said, they love their quads for the 450 boys. So I'm going to come out here a little bit wide all the way out to the bales, and we're going to quad all the way in. Then we're going to hit another quad and then double out. Like I said, they love their quads. Now there is a quad at the end of this rhythm section right here. I'm not skilled enough to hit it. I always came up super short, so it was easier for me to just triple right here and then single out. But like I said, this corner was eating a lot of people alive right here after this whoop section. Look how fast you're going into these whoops, and then you just gotta immediately turn right. And that one, I saw so many people just go flying off the track right there. But then little triple right here, another supercross triple, little double into the corner, and that is a lap here at Los Angeles. Like I said, wasn't one of my favorites, but still an overall decent track. So next up though, we have Chicago. Now, this track was a lot of fun. I did like this track. You can see we got the over under jump, and that thing is a secret booter. We had these cool doubles going over the start straight, but one thing I didn't like about this track is I had to adjust my what's it called, like my settings on my computer for my brightness and everything to be able to see this track, because naturally how it comes, it is so dark. The dirt is so dark. I appreciate what they did as far as trying to make different textures and make, you know, different textures for where you're at in the US, but yeah, it was just so dark that my reshade and everything, I had to adjust a ton of things on there to be able to make this what you guys see right now. But little triple right here. Then you're gonna hit these two, like I said, pretty unique doubles. They're very big, stretched out doubles. So on the 250, it was a stretch for them. Even on the 450, if you got a bad run up, you might not make it. And here we have a Dragon's Back coming out onto the start straight, and you just get some speed flying right here. And just another typical SIRL rhythm section, very long. Usually you're only gonna have like 9 jumps in a rhythm. SIRL usually like 12 to 15, so it was pretty fun to have that. Not a crazy overall difficult track, and like I said, this thing was a booter and sent you to the stars, but quick lap there on Chicago. Yeah, I'd say it was kind of mid-range for me. But next up we have Houston, and if you guys know, I was born and raised and still live here in Texas, and look at this unique sand section they got here with the palm trees. So all the rounds that were in Texas, I was like, I gotta do a good job here. Look at that Dragon's Back right into a left-handed 90. That was pretty difficult, a lot of people crashing there. But here we are coming over the finish line, going down the long start straight, throwing a wheelie, you know, just for the fans, give a wave. But I actually really enjoyed this track. It was difficult. You got a triple here, and then you can quad all the way out. I came up a little bit short because, you know, skill issue. Another long whoop section. You can see how much I'm having to move around the bike to not go over the bars or loop it out. But that's what I love about these tracks. It makes it difficult. But here's that hard part where everybody was going. You want to try to get that back end to kick out to the right. That way you can get set up for the corner. A lot of people going down there. And then we got a split section here. It was just quicker for me to hop on, hop off, triple. Then we're gonna do another triple, and then we're gonna double into this corner, and now we go into the sand, baby. Get your beach towels, because here we go. We go over these little rollers, kind of clip over that one, and then you can go inside there and double triple, or you can go outside and go triple double. I chose to go triple double. Now you can cut this corner off. This is a very unique section, on off right before the finish line, triple on off by that. But that was a lap here at Houston. Top 3 favorite track for me, for sure. And next up, we have Phoenix. Now, this track was very difficult because look how long those rhythm sections and that whoop section are. This was a difficult track, and they also had this weird angled triple out after the start straight and triple back. You guys gonna see it right here as I come down the start straight. It was a very weird angle. It would give you weird Poboso physics if you didn't hit it just right. So you swing all the way out right here, then hit this triple. But like I said, if you tried to hit it at an angle, it was gonna give you Poboso physics and you're going flying. Triple out, and now massive big boy quad right here. Quad, then we're gonna hit a triple. Like I said, long rhythm sections in SRL, triple, and then double out. I'm gonna come around this rhythm section. We're gonna triple on, on off, triple, and then another triple, they were very difficult to get that timing down. Now this little bump before the whoop section was really screwing a lot of people up. Just shift up the 5th gear and just let her eat. Then we're gonna come over here to the left, and there is another split lane here. I chose to go on off. I thought that was a little bit faster than getting popped up into the air. Then we're gonna do another supercross triple, and then we're at a finish line. And yeah, Phoenix was definitely a top 5 track for me. Not top 3, top 5. I really enjoyed that track for sure. Next up, we have Philadelphia, and they're throwing some more stuff in there. We got split sections in the middle of the rhythm section. We got a Dragon's Back into some sand rollers, and look at this long, daunting whoop section right before the finish line. That was eating a lot of the 250 guys absolutely alive. But here we are for a lap. We're gonna hit this big supercross triple right after the finish, jump over and start into the start straight. We're gonna triple right here, and then we're gonna quad, and then we're gonna triple and single out. And now there's some big boy quads on here as well. We're gonna come around. We gotta hit this triple just right, throttle control, and then quad in, and then quad all the way out. Huge lines on this track for sure. And if you wanted to be competitive, you really needed to be able to get those down at least half of the laps. And we're coming around right here. We're gonna hit this triple on, and then use the little split lane to triple that. And then we're gonna quad this right here. Unfortunately, I come up short on this lap. I'm not out here trying to run Stanley Steamers for you guys. I'm just kind of showing you guys track previews. Come off the Dragon's back. We're gonna hit this sand section, try to triple out. We got a ton of speed going into the whoop section because you're gonna need it going into that finish line to clear it. Get perfect run through the whoop section, and we're over the finish line, and that was a lap at Philadelphia. Now next we had San Antonio. Now I was excited because obviously Texas born and raised. I'm ready for this again. Look at this flat corner. It was like 2 flat corners together, that which made that double super hard. An unusual short rhythm section, but this rhythm section, it seemed like they did something maybe different with their rhythm section that week, and it made it really hard with your timing to get that down. But here we are for a lap hitting this big double. It was hard for the 450 because you slid out so much in that corner, that those like 2 flat corners, it made it really hard. And then we got a Dragon's back going into an on-off, and then a sharp corner going back the other way. I front tucked there like 5 times in the middle of the race. Skill issue for sure. That's why it's called Skill Issue Racing League, right? So we're gonna come around here. We're gonna try to hit this quad right here. So you're gonna triple in. You gotta hit it just right to get the quad coming out. I come up short because, like I said, I'm a skill issue. But then we're gonna hit this quad coming out, hit a triple right here, another triple, and like I said, if you went barely too long, you were not making the next triple. And then right here you had to have throttle control to hit this double, then be able to triple out and then double again, or you could triple single, I think it was, but it was very hard. But San Antonio was not a track for me. I got a top 10 here, but I just was not feeling it. I don't know, that track was very hard. But now we're at San Diego, and San Diego was where I really had like my first breakout ride. You guys can go back and watch that on the channel, but I came out, I got taken out so many different times in the race, and it was just very frustrating. And I was back in dead last, 20th place with like 15 minutes to go in the race. And I ended up coming back for, I think, 8th. And so, yeah, this is where I first really kind of let loose and kind of got some confidence in myself. Now you could take this inside right here and be able to triple if you have good throttle control. You could also take the inside right there, but for the sake of the video, I just took it safe. Triple, and we're gonna jump all the way onto this table and jump off and triple here. Now, like I said, this was one of my favorite tracks because, like I said, this is really kind of like a coming out party for me towards the end of the season, where I made a bunch of passes, came back through the pack, and it was just a lot of fun doing that. And long straightaway into this double, which was really deceptive because you could jump way too far into that corner and just go flying. Now a huge wall jump, you can't jump it. There is an invisible barrier up there, a double, and then we're back over the finish line. Now for my favorite track of the year, Dallas. Definitely top favorite track of the year, not being biased, but I got my first top 5 here, and it was an awesome race. I pulled an awesome start, started out 2nd and just only drifted back to 4th. Awesome track. There were some really weird things on this track that could really kind of screw you up, and we'll go through that as we go over this finish line right here. You really wanted to hug these tough blocks right here to stay the lowest you can over the sand. You don't want to jump all the way over the tunnel. Just going on top of it's the best. We're going to come around here, and we are going to triple. Then we're going to triple again on and then off, and then another triple, and then we're going to double into the corner. And here we are coming out for another triple. Now this next triple was sneaky because the way they built it, it wanted to kick you over the bars. So you had to like lean back, lean forward at a really certain angle, or you would go over the bars on that first triple for sure. Coming back down the start straight, this is where everybody was having problems because Poboso physics, you try to hit jumps at an angle, it's gonna screw you up. But we got a triple right here, another triple, and this whoop section was definitely very hard because you had like no run up to it. It definitely wanted to kick you everywhere, but then you could come out of here. If you got a good enough run, you could quad all the way out. I come up a little bit short there, but Dallas, definitely one of my favorite tracks. But you guys waited for round 10. Look at San Jose. Look how massive this track is. Look at that start straight, starting elevated. We got a split rhythm lane. So, you know, split rhythm lane. I don't even know how to explain it other than that. Then we got the sand section going to the back. Now we are outside of the stadium going through a rhythm section. And then we're going to hit a super cool, kind of like Monster Alley-esque back into the stadium. Super awesome track. It was definitely cool to close out the season on this track, and let's give you a rundown on it. So we got 2 back-to-back whoop sections, which they were built a little differently this week, and you could feel it. And they were definitely hard, because look at the end of this one. You got to turn so fast right there. You were going right into that wall, or you were going over the bars. So then we're gonna hit this left right here. We're gonna hit this dragon's back on off, and then we're gonna hit a big supercross triple that was really easy to over jump. And then again, we're gonna go over a little single here. Now in this next rhythm section, you could quad out. I couldn't get it for the video, but you could quad out right here and then quad again. But I just tried to go triple, triple, double, kind of what we were doing as the race line. Now for this section, I made a little mistake during shooting this video. I kind of overshoot this right here. So we go a little long right there, but you're going on, off. Now for the fun part, we're gonna just open her wide and let her pin. And this sand section going out of the stadium. Super cool to double through these rollers right here. Now this rhythm section back here was sneaky. Gotta get your triple on, and then a little elevated off. You triple again. Now you gotta hit this triple just perfect so you can jump all the way and land on this tabletop and hop off. And then we're gonna come all the way back into the stadium. Again, very deceptive, because you see these bumps right here. If you were hitting the brakes too hard, you were going over the bars. So then we're gonna hit that wall jump, coming quad, and then I was tripling right here, and then just kind of going over the table. That way I could jump into the sand. And that is a lap here at San Jose, and that was the season here with SIRL. So I hope this video, guys, I hope this entices you to maybe want to try out the outdoor season. Like I said, it starts tomorrow as of this video coming out. It is going to be custom tracks. You guys saw the schedule at the beginning of the video. I cannot wait for it. I am in no way like partnered with SIRL or anything like that, but I love the series, and I wanted to give them a shout out and try to get as many people as we can to their custom outdoor series. And yeah, I think it's going to be super exciting. I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you at the races. Peace.